Hello, welcome back to our DRF tutorial series. Today we will work on nested serializer method field, and the serializer relations. Okay, today's video is very important because whatever you actually going to build a software or solution, this is actually the very commonly used in every development sector. Okay, so let's go back to our work. In our previous video, we developed two endpoint, that is the one is product list and another one is product details. Okay, so in this tutorial we'll work on the order. Okay, as you know, in this video I will cover nested serializers, serializer method field, and serializer relations. Okay, so before starting our work, let's go back to our model class and let's see the order model class. Okay, if you go through the order model class, here you see there is a order ID user. This is actually the foreign key of the user who actually placed the order and created at. That means when this order actually placed, status, what is the status of this order, and the product also a foreign key here. Okay, so this is actually the order model class. Okay, now what is order item? This order item also a child model class of a order model class, right? If you go through the order item, you see it's a order as a foreign key, and the product, this is also a foreign key, and quantity is very simple field. Okay, now in real world, what actually happened? Suppose a user actually want to buy a laptop and laptop bag and a mouse and a keyboard. Okay, so that particular user actually want to buy 4 items, right? So these 4 items could be belong to a single order, right? Like I just place the order and there are 4 items, that is the laptop bag, and keyboard and mouse, right? So here actually the 4 item actually act as a nested item, right? Nested item of a particular order, right? So these 2 class actually represent this type of relationship. There is a order as a parent class and the order item is a child class. Okay, and in the child class there could be 1 or more item in a single order, right? Okay, now go back to our work. Okay, so first we go back to our serializer.py file. Okay, as you understand, I am actually planning to represent the order. Okay, so let's create a order serializer. Before that, you have to import the order model and order item. I already imported this 2 model. Okay, now I'm going to create our order serializer. Okay, so class order serializer, pass the parameter as a model serializer, serializers dot model serializer. Okay, now define the meta class meta model is equal to order. Okay, and which field I want to represent in our API endpoint. Field is equal to, like if you go through the model class, I want to take this order ID created at now bring the user bring the status. Now 1 is missing, that is the item. So as per our plan, we have to show the list of item in a particular order, right? So where is the item, right? So if you go through the model class, you know, order item is actually referred as an item. Okay, so we have to create a class for the order item. That means we have to create a serializer class for the order item. Okay, so let's create a new serializer class for the order item. Class order item serializer, order item serializer. In the same way, you will use our model serializer dot model serializer. Okay, now define the meta class meta model is equal to order item, right? Order item. And which field I want to show? Let's define the fields. Fields is equal to, I want to show the product and quantity. Okay, so save the serializer.py file and go back to our view.py file. Now we need to define a function for the order list. Okay, API view, we use the get method because we actually retrieve the list of the order. Now define a order list. Before that, we need to import our new serializer class we just created in the serializer.py file. So import it, order serializer and order item serializer. And we also need to import our order and order item model class, order and order item. Okay, fine. Now go back to our function, that is the order list function, and here we actually pass the request HTTP request. Now we need our order query set. So define a variable, that is the orders is equal to order dot object dot all. So we bring all the order information here. So this is actually the order query set. Now serializer to order serializer, where we pass our query set, that is the orders, and we want to pass a new property, that is the it's not new property, we already use this property, that is the many is equal to true, because we actually bring all the order information, right? So many is equal to true. Now return the HTTP response, return response serializer dot data. Okay, now we need to work on the URL file. So we just copy this URL path and paste it here. We call this URL path like orders, and our view is, what was our view? Our view call is order list, right? Okay, order list. Nice. Now reload our server and check what actually come here. We have to write here orders, hit enter. Okay, nice. Look, here we actually get only order information, that is the order ID, order date, user and status, but no item we actually found. Why? Let's do it. Go back to our serializer class and bring this order item serializer as a field inside the order serializer. Okay, so we call it as a items is equal to, because it's plural, because I think in a single order there will be multiple item. Okay, so order item serializer, it should be many is equal to true, and we put the property that is the read only is equal to true. Okay, now we define this field here as a item. Okay, let's check the item is coming or not. Just reload this browser. Here still we don't get any order item, right? But I know there is an order item in a single order ID. Okay, so let's check. If we go through our model class, in this model class, in order item, here we do not use the related name. Okay, though it is actually the foreign key, so we have to use the related field. So related name is equal to this item. So we will use these items as a related name. Okay, as a related name. Okay, so this is actually the reverse query. Okay, now save it and reload this one. Okay, now look at, now the item is coming here. This is actually the product 1 quantity 3, product 1 quantity 23, again the product 2 quantity 3. That means here you see we in the product field we get actually the primary key, that is the product 1, product 2, product 3, but I know there is a product name also. Okay, but we will work on later. Now we need to know this item actually belong to this order ID. Okay, so let's check it. As we know, in our model class, this is actually the order. It's actually the foreign key of the order class. So in the serializer file, you just put this order as a field so that it will bring the order ID. That is the order ID. We actually use this field in the order item serializer. Okay, because you know in the order item, the field order actually refer as a foreign key, so that we get the order ID, so that we can understand that is the order ID and the parent order ID is same. Okay, save it and reload the browser. Then here under the quantity it will print the order ID as also. Okay, here look, the order ID, look, this order ID and this order ID is same. There is the 4F, last 3 digit 84F, and here is the last 4 digit 84F. And the same way, if you go through this order, there is the last 3 digit E57, and here is the last 3 digit E57. This is also same E75. Sorry, E7 is E57, and this is also the E57. And in the same way, the last 3 digit is D5E. Same way, this is actually the D5E. This is actually the D5E. Okay, so we can understand that is this is a single order, and in this order we get the two product. Okay, and in the same way, this is actually the another order. In this order we get 3 product, that is the item, and this is a first order, and this first order also represent a single product item. So why actually print this order? So that you understand this order item actually belong to this order, so that this item actually child of this order, and in the same way this item also the child of this particular order. Okay, hope you understand. So now we actually remove this order field because we don't need it. because we already validated that is our relationship is okay and perfectly work. And let's reload it. Okay, now we are going to work on the serializer method field. Okay, this is very important topics. Now, what our plan is, we want to introduce a new field that is here. If you go through this order, in this order you see there are three product 1, product 2, product 3, and they're already a price. Okay, so my plan is, in this particular order, I want to sum the entire order price, that is the sum of these three product will be represent under here. Okay, so this will be the total price of the particular order. Okay, let's do it. To do that, let's go back to our serializer, and this serializer we actually create a new field that is the total price, total underscore price is equal to serializer method field. Now here I actually define a name of the method. Okay, method name is equal to total. Okay, if I do not use this property, then what? Is very important question. I know here you may ask me like why actually define this method name. If I do not use this method name, then I need to define a function like this way: get the name of this field. Okay, but because I am actually use this method name, that's why you do not follow this convention, because this is actually the rules of DRF. Okay, so it's not actually the DRF, it's actually the serializer method field. If you use the serializer method field, and if you do not use any method name, then you have to maintain the function name like this way. That means field name and prefix with the get underscore, then the field name. Okay, but this is more confusing, and this is very confusing, I must say. That's why method name define is very easy for your team. Okay, so that any developer can understand the what is the method name of this serializer method field. Okay, now let's define this method name as a total, and self object. So our first task is to define a query set for the order item. Okay, order underscore items object dot items dot all. Now return the sum function. Return sum, define a variable that is the order item dot subtotal. Here this is actually very tricky and very important. Here you see we actually define a property, and this property name was the item subtotal, right? We actually use this function in the order serializer class. Okay, so this is the beauty of this property. Okay, so because here I actually here this is actually the calculation. Okay, so I am actually use this calculation. So copy this function name and paste it here for order underscore item in order items. Okay, now we actually use this field in here so that some of this value will be calculated here. Let's check what actually happened. Let's reload this browser. Here, look here, total price is show. So here you say the total price, okay, total price of this particular order. Okay, I will represent the I will represent here the each order item price, so that you can understand what actually going here. So what I actually did so far here, in if you go through the model class, in this model class I actually use a property function, and this property function here I actually use the calculation only. So I use only this calculation part, okay, on calculation part. So that's why here in the serializer I actually define a new field, that is the total price, and I use the serializer method, and this method name I call it total. So in the total function I actually set a query set for the order item, and I return a sum, that is the calculation of the price. It actually shows the sum of the order price. Like if there is a single order and there is a three order item, so three order item price will be sum, and this sum calculation I actually use this formula. This is actually the beauty of property. You can use this property anywhere. Okay, so that's why I'm actually use this property, that is the item subtotal, and here actually define a variable. Then I run a for loop, so that each and every item price will be come up here. And finally I actually, though it is actually the field, that's why I bring here this field name, so that here you show the total price of this particular order. Here also the total price of this particular order. Same, here is the total price of this particular order. Okay, now the most important part is, though it's a API endpoint, so most of the cases the API endpoint should not be look like this, like product one. What is it, right? There should be the name of the product and other related information should be there. So let's go back to our code editor and work on this. Okay. So because we want to show the product name and other product other product related information, that's why as you know, in our last video we actually create a serializer for the product. So we use this serializer. Okay. So to do that, we need to work on the order item serializer. Okay, so let's define a field called the product. Product is equal to product serializer. Product serializer. Nice. Okay. Now we actually pass this as a field here. Great. Now let's reload our browser first. Here, look, here you see all the product information come here, right? Like ID, product name, price. Here actually the price is this product one price is $25.20, and the quantity is 3. So if you multiply it, so it will show this is a 75.6. Okay, so in this way you see here the product name, product price, and the quantity, and if you sum everything, then this total price will be this one. You can open your calculator and calculate it, but again there is a problem. Though it is a API endpoint, so API endpoint should not be look like this. Like if you go through this item, then if you under this item there is another nested information, this is the product. Then under this product you see the full information here of this particular product. Okay, so let's solve this issue. Just comments out this line, and we want to show the product name serializers dot char field source is equal to, it is very important because product name should be char field, because if you go through the model class, this is also the char field. Okay, look, this is also the char field. Source should be like product then name. Okay, so the source should be like this way, product dot name, so it will bring the product name only. Okay, similarly I want to show the only product price only. Okay, so product price serializer decimal field, sorry, dot decimal field source is equal to, what is the source? That is the product and price, right? So type product dot price, price, price. Okay, one thing very important, you have to align with this field type, like maximum digit 10, decimal displays 2, it should be same, it should be aligned. Okay, it should be aligned. Okay, now just replace this, just remove the product and and add the product name here, and then add the product price here. Okay, one thing I want to add, that is, if you go through the model class and the order item, you know I already used this property, that is the item subtotal, in the order serializer. Okay, but this property actually belong to order item, and in the serializer.py file I am actually working on order item serializer, whose model class is order item. So I can use this property directly as a field. So I can use this property as a directly as a field. Okay, so just copy this method name and paste it here. Sorry, paste it here. What actually do? Though I am actually working on order item serializer, and this order item serializer model class actually belong to order item, that's why I can use this function directly as a field. That's why I'm actually directly put here this method name as a field, so it will treat it as a field. Okay, let's save it and reload our browser. Look here. It would be good if we see this order. Okay, because here actually 3 item actually represent. Okay, so in this order, product 1, there is a quantity of 23. Okay, and the product price is 25.20. So subtotal is 579.6 cent. Okay, in similarly this subtotal also refer for the product 2. One thing, the product name is not coming here. Oh yeah, coming here. Okay, here is the product name. Okay, so this is actually the product name and the product price. And one thing, I want to remove this product name because it is not necessary, right? It's better just rearrange the field, the product name, then product price, then should be quantity, and now order item. It makes sense, right? Now reload it. Look, now it's look clear, I mean look fresh. So under this item there is a information like product name, product price, quantity, subtotal. Okay, now take a look at this order. This would be the good example. In this order there are 3 items. One item is product 1 and the price is 25.20 and the quantity was 23, and so subtotal is 579.6. In the same way, the product 2 subtotal was 13,692, and the same way product 3 and the product price is 343 and the quantity is 16, so subtotal is 5,488. Okay, and this total price actually sum of this subtotal. Okay, just bring your calculator and calculate it, you will get this answer, that's for sure. Okay, so in summary, most important part is this property function. This property function is very important. You can use this property function anywhere in the Serializer Py file. I use this calculation for the order, and second time I use this property function as a field in the order item serializer class. Okay, this is it for today. One thing I must say, that is if you complete this tutorial series, it will help you be a good backend developer, that I can say. Okay, so stay connected with me, and hope we see in your next tutorial. Thank you.